going on, everybody? My name is Baloo and welcome to the jungle. This is the channel where we take a very simple approach to technical analysis. We look at the price in the context of volume using the Wyckoff method. If that is something that interests you, then why don't you hit the subscribe button? I do this every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the odd bonus Twitch stream on the weekend. So if you're not already following me on Twitch, go over there because that's where a lot of the bonus material occurs. So without any further ado, let's kind of talk what's going on with the market. So it's amazing what a change in price will do to the sentiment in the space. Every kind of small movement that we see kind of changes the overall sentiment as far as where we think we're going. So yesterday it was all doom and gloom, and now today we have happy optimism, and people are just thinking that we're ready to see higher levels from this point forwards. We're going to take a look at the charts. We're going to see what the charts are telling us, and we're going to make our own decisions based on what the candles are telling us. I want to cover Bitcoin. I want to cover Ethereum. I want to cover Cardano because it's a very popular coin right now, and I want to cover Theta. So Theta has been on an absolute tear. Before I even look at the chart, if you're in Theta, congratulations, round of applause. You've done very well over the last week. So we'll take a look at where we think we are in that. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin. So here we are on the daily chart. We've been watching this channel for a while, this ascending channel, and this kind of reaccumulation that is occurring. And we kind of fell through the support range. I'm actually going to go down to a lower time frame. Let's go to the 4 hour. And we can kind of get a little bit more of the nuance here. So we kind of fell below my tentative trading range here. Found support where we found support last time, right around the $53,000 level, and we're pushing up. So there's bullishness in the space again. You know, anytime we're heading up, people think that was the dip. I always give any move a little bit more time to develop. You know, I'm not a day trader. I'm not, getting in on every single one of those little swings. I want to get in at the overbought territory I might be selling, and in the oversold territory I'm looking to add to positions. So where we are right now, I'm not convinced that we're ready to see higher levels. You can see that we fell through the area of support there that I had on this channel, and we are now coming up to a bearish test on there. We did try and poke through. It's developing. Yeah, you can see the curling over. You can see the curling over of this area. So I'm not saying that we're going to head down from here, but I'm saying that this is currently an area of resistance that we have not broken through. So getting over exuberant and taking bullish positions right now, in my opinion, is a little premature. If we are to hit some of the lower levels that I'm looking to buy at, we're talking somewhere around $50,000, $52,000 to $50,000. Worst case scenario, even $45,000. Again, just because I have a bearish target, that doesn't mean that that's what I'm waiting to hit. We're in a bullish environment, so our targets need to be leaning in the bullish direction. Any dip target or any dip buy that you may be looking at buying needs to be a more conservative or kind of a bullish dip target. The most bearish value zone that I can see here right now is the bottom of this channel. I think that if we do hit that level, there's no hurry in buying. If you are really long Bitcoin, then sure, just go ahead and place an order there. But nothing here is financial advice. The reason that it would take a little bit longer to develop, I think, if we did hit that level, is just because we would be making a new low. We would be making a new low here, and we would be making a new low here. So realistically, the area that I'm looking at, sign of strength to the top of the channel. So we're still in that $52,000 to $50,000 range that I'm looking for, and any overreaction beyond that point would be what I would consider the value zone. So that's basically Bitcoin. Let's take a look at what's going on with Ethereum. old boring Ethereum. Ethereum's really just not doing much these days. A lot of upgrades to the system, and I think just a lot of people want to see what those upgrades are going to do, what they're going to look like. A lot of proposals, EIP proposals, Ethereum improvement proposals in the works right now, and these are going to affect the tokenomics of this asset. So I think it would be wise to wait and see how the behavior of the asset performs when those tokenomics become a reality. So seeing a slow development, just a non-committal price environment here. So similar structure, you know, we were in an ascending channel. The only bearish thing on Ethereum is we're definitely underperforming when compared to Bitcoin. So you can see that we are kind of on a bearish test that is looking to see some lower levels. So on Ethereum, be on the lookout for anything as low as even $1,200, maybe even a wick down to 1,000. But I think that would be pretty bearish if we got down to those levels in the short term. There's no urgency to Ethereum right now. I see no strength. I see no urgent buying. I see no institutional interest. Like I said, I think a lot of people are just waiting for the behavior of the asset after these implementations of EIP 1559 are released, and some other proposals that go along with the mining community as well. There are some other proposals by the miners. Okay, so let's take a look at Cardano. Cardano, I'm confused on my take. So you can look at this bearish and you can look at this bullish. But let me just clean this up. You know what? I have too many drawings on here. Let me just restart. We're kind of looking at this area right here. Yes, let's do bird money. It's been a while since I've taken a look at bird money, so we'll take a look at that. Yeah, it's really tough. It wants to almost form a distribution. We have this rounding over. We have this rounding over here. So, you know, that's not great when you have a rounding over, because what the rounding over is it's just every rally is kind of becoming weaker. So what you want to see on the rallies is, like, you know, you have a price and then you have a rally, and it goes up, and then you have a stronger rally, and then you have a stronger rally. So that's kind of, you know, a healthier price structure, and we're not seeing that in Cardano. So, you know, buy the rumor, sell the news, whatever you want to think that it is. We're not seeing that commitment. We're not seeing that follow through, and we currently have a double top. Now, a lot of people freak out when they see a double top, but I really avoid a lot of that kind of sentiment. I avoid a lot of pattern trading in general. What I determine is strength in a trend, a defined trend. The trend currently is still an uptrend because we're still making higher highs and we're still making higher lows. You know, we have, come on. Let my pen work. Okay, my pen doesn't want to work. So we have a high, we have a low, we have a higher high, we have a higher low, we have a higher high, we have a higher low, and we have a equal high, the double top. Now, what an equal high is it's just an equal high. We haven't made a higher high. So we have not confirmed a continuation of the current trend, but we also haven't confirmed a reversal of the current trend. So it's kind of decision time here. You know, we are on a higher low here. So nothing is confirmed, nothing is invalidated. The ideas are still holding true to the bias, and the bias is up. Okay, so here's our higher low. If we come up and we make a higher high, nothing to worry. We're off to the races. I think that you know, we'll see confidence re-enter on Cardano. The fact that it's a lot easier for Americans to buy Cardano since it's been listed on Coinbase is a very bullish thing. So there's definitely bullish fundamental factors that are coming into the fundamentals of Cardano. So there's nothing really to worry about yet until we print a lower low. I think that we're just kind of in an indecision point. So the higher high may come with with some of the other market leaders. I don't think Cardano is going to lead the market because of its indecision currently. So we need to see either a pump in Bitcoin, we need to see a pump in Ethereum, or maybe some other platform contracts, just to kind of show that the space is still bullish and show that there's new investors showing up, coming to the table to invest. And until that happens, we're kind of in no man's land here. We really don't have a decision currently with Cardano. So let's take a look at Theta. A lot of people in Theta, a lot of hype in Theta. Should I buy Theta? I'm getting a lot of DMs say, hey, what's going on with Theta? Should I be buying Theta? Well, typically, no. Typically, you don't want to buy stuff that's gone straight up. When things go straight up, everybody thinks that it's, somehow has a value proposition that they have missed. But the only value proposition that they missed is the fact that Theta was in a very, very long-term accumulation. The accumulation on Theta was approximately, we're talking over 3 years. So for the last 3 years, strong investors have been accumulating Theta, locking up the supply. You pair that with some release of bullish news and release of bullish sentiment, and the retail investor ends up fighting over the remaining supply of the asset. So I think, this candle right here, we can see a ton of supply. Now, is this our climactic action right here? Look at this candle right here. Come on. My pencil doesn't want to play along here. Okay, woo, sounds good. Oh, my pencil just does not want to play. All right, I'll have to do it with my mouse, which I don't like doing. But take a look at this candle here. So this is what we interpret as Wyckofians as the composite operator, the composite man. Now, in Wyckoff, we interpret the charts as if they are the workings of one man. That's just kind of the theory, and there are big players in this space that one person can manipulate a chart. But the more realistic approach to the composite man, the composite operator, is to interpret it as the market consensus. And what we're seeing here is a market consensus of selling. Where people are selling Theta. We have bag holders, some of which are in my group, who sold their Theta because there's been plenty of price appreciation on this asset. I actually, if you want to listen to what I did, I did not take a position in Theta, but I did leave a profitable setup in Theta. So way back in the day, we had, back when I was on Telegram, I'm on Discord now, links below if you want to join the free Discord community, by the way. I saw this cup and handle. So we had a cup and handle on Theta. I posted this in the Telegram, and man, if you took the trade on that, we're talking getting in at Theta at 50 cents. So, what is that? That's a 25x from here. So if you guys are interested in joining VIP, I do have links below. We do a lot of these profitable setups. Not all of these are gone. I know that we're later in the bull market. We're in the later stages of what's going on in this market. So finding these accumulation zones are few and far between at this point. A lot of stuff has already appreciated in value. And that's just, where we are in the market. A lot of the stuff has already popped, and we're entering the speculative and later stages of this bull market. But they're still out there. So let's take a look at what's tentatively, keyword tentatively, occurring here on Theta. We have a buyer's climax or preliminary supply, however you want to interpret it. We need more price candles to print to really get a definitive conclusion on that. You know what? Let's just call it preliminary supply. So we have a tentative range right here. This is all we got. Now, this is not enough to do anything, but we're going to start to observe what's going on with Theta and determine the next trading range. And we're going to determine if the trading range is a bullish setup or if it is a bearish setup. Are we looking for reaccumulation, or are we going to entertain the possibility of distribution? So that's currently where we are at Theta, but if you were wondering if it is a good time to buy Theta now, it would be no. Just because massive amount of price appreciation that we've seen in the asset thus far. I mean, on the daily chart, it's just ridiculous. You're assuming a ton of risk if you take a position in Theta right now. If you're a day trader, momentum's there. You can play up, you can play down. I mean, the volatility is there. So for those who want to play day trades, not something that I recommend, but if it's something that you feel comfortable with and you've been trading for a very long time, hey, go for it. But from an investment standpoint, there are much better opportunities in Theta in the future. Wait, you gotta buy stuff when no one cares. You gotta buy stuff when no one cares. Do your fundamental analysis, identify bottoming patterns, identify strength, leaving a bottoming pattern, and take a position. You don't take them at the top. All right, let's catch up with the chat here. What's up, Shroomer? Hey, Starry Jenny, how's it going? Take a look at Power Ledger. Interesting. Yeah, we'll take a look at Power Ledger, and we'll take a look at Bird as well. It is listed now, confirmed. Yes, Cardano is listed. Am I saying that this is the market top? I am not saying that this is the market top. No. As far as what we're seeing inside of Bitcoin, you know, Theta, we definitely, this looks like a top of sorts, but is this the top for a next move up, meaning that we need to reaccumulate? That we don't know. We have to let that develop. That's price. Those are price candles that we don't have yet, so we have to let that develop. But as far as Bitcoin, no. We are, in my opinion, nowhere near the top. We have a tentative target here. Our next target, where we anticipate some supply to re-enter, is around $74,000. How come I never mention my best alt buys for now? Well, because that's for the group. You can't get everything for free here, my friend. I focus on what's pumping because that's what people want to know. You know, YouTube is a tricky bitch. You know, I can post videos about stuff that isn't pumping, and I get like 100 views. If I post a video today about Theta, which I guess I am posting a video about Theta, I'll get thousands of views. It's the nature of the market, unfortunately. It's not my fault. That's just the way it is. Oh, Shroomer, his boss wants to FOMO into Theta right now, and you're telling him to wait for a pullback. Good for you. You told him about it, $7. Oh yeah, it's really overheated, and you know, you were right in both circumstances. You were right to tell him to wait for a pullback at 7, and you're right to tell him to wait for a pullback now. Civic. Okay, let's get through some of these requests before I revisit the chat. Let's go ahead and take a look at Bird. So we'll do the Ethereum chart just because it's on TradingView. We have a nice price action in Bird. You know, it's not like super bullish. We don't have the SR flips that I would like to see inside of a chart that would you know, show us a nice stepping stone to the upside. But we are making higher highs and we're making higher lows. And what more can you ask for when wanting to hold an asset? If we just draw a parallel channel on this on the asset here and just open it up, you know, we're kind of looking at something like this. So we're wanting to get above the resistance here. We're just taking the stairs up. If we get a nice move in Bird, I think that we're going to start getting some of the bullish narratives coming around Bird. Bird is relatively unknown for the most part, so not a lot of people understand what the protocol does, and not a lot of people are interested in the project as a whole, and we can see that by the market cap. Yeah, you know, you're in a good spot if you've been in Bird in a long time. Do we have a setup here? Let's see. I mean, you could interpret this as a bull flag. So either a break below or a break above would be a buy signal. You can see anytime we break below, there's a ton of demand coming in. A lot of people buying Bird. There's a lot of demand tails on a lot of these candles. So there are a lot of savvy investors purchasing this asset. And I think it's because we're still in the accumulation on Bird. Here's the thing to remember about accumulation. Accumulation takes longer than you're willing to wait, usually. So you really have to be patient, and you have to just wait for the time to come. You have to wait for the hype to come to you, and the hype takes a while. It takes a while. The price action that I'm seeing inside of Bird is just fine. We're making higher highs, we're making higher lows. There's nothing to worry about. I think that the project is fundamentally strong, especially if they can deliver on a lot of their promises. You know, we're trying to emulate the world that we have today in a decentralized form, and a FICO score or a credit score or a credit worthiness inside of a lot of these lending protocols like Aave makes a lot of sense. So nothing really to worry about on that. Okay, what else? Power. Yeah, let's take a look at Power Ledger. This one I haven't heard of in a long time. I can tell you, I do know the project, and I can tell you that it's probably pretty ahead of its time. I'm not convinced on this from a fundamental standpoint. I'm not convinced that you know, decentralized power is a thing yet, but I also don't understand enough about privatized energy offerings to really have a educated opinion on that. We are leaving the accumulation. This is good. We can draw a range here. We can open that up, capture a lot of the price action. And yeah, we're definitely leaving the box. We are, you know, heading into markup. It's very illiquid. It's very hard to take a position in this. Yeah, we can compare it against BTC. Oh, you're an old school guy. Welcome to the group, man. A lot of people just not charting the Bitcoin pair. Everybody wants to see the US dollar pair, so I can tell that you are definitely from the last cycle. Awesome. Let's take a look at BTC. Yep, so it's definitely underperforming against BTC currently. We're not in the same place that we are on the US dollar pair, but the US dollar pair looks nice, so we can probably carry forward some of that momentum. Things aren't going to get crazy for Power Ledger until we can get outside of this box here. So currently, you know, if we were doing the conservative targets, we need to get around 1,200 Satoshis, a break above 1,200, get that sign of strength, and then enter on any pullback, enter on the LPS after we get our sign of strength on that one. So that is Power Ledger BTC. Civic. I think Civic's good. Last time I looked, it was on its sign of strength, but it was just leaving the box. Do I want to do BTC? Let's do Tether. Let's take a look at Tether. So yeah, this one's developing as well. This one's a pretty unique. It's interesting though. Like, look at the volume here. There is zero institutional investment in this. Zero, nothing. And then all of a sudden, everybody's interested. That's pretty interesting to me. So I don't see too many assets that do that. So I don't know what my take is, on that. But we're making higher highs and we're making higher lows. If we want to zoom in on this area right here and just interpret the candles, let's go with the 4 hour. We do have a bit of a trading range here. Let's throw a range on the lower end. It's kind of a reaccumulation after decline. If you guys are interested in learning the method, I have a ton of free PDFs in the free Discord down below. It's all just stuff that I've curated from Googling the Wyckoff method, but if you want it all in one place, all of the stuff that has helped me learn, it's all right there. And if you want my private videos and courses, I'm just about fully completed my Wyckoff training course. That is one of the offerings of being in my group. So you don't have to buy the course separately. You pay for the trading group where we offer the VIP signals and a lot of the profitable trading setups, as well as a community full of Wyckoff traders teaching you how to do this method. We do the virtual classrooms, and you get the on-demand videos, all linked down below, bluescryptojungle.com. Yeah, I agree with you, Shroomer. This is a pretty good setup. You know, we have a nice a nice consolidation of the supply. You know, there was not a lot of supply to sell, and where we are just leaving the accumulation, the demand is starting to take effect, but it's not fully taken effect yet. You know, not a lot of people are talking about Power Ledger right now, so I think that there is definitely a bullish case here, currently being rejected from the area of resistance. So you're going to want to dip by this. If you can get down at the lower end of this channel, that would be great. But the big signal to keep an eye out for is that jump across the creek. So when we can break above the areas of the high, I don't know why my pencil isn't working, but hey, not something I'm going to troubleshoot on a live stream. But as soon as we can get a clear break, a nice break, jump across the creek over these highs on volume, preferably a nice amount of volume, that'll be the signal. That'll be the signal that it's time to pay attention and that you should buy the next dip, buy that next LPS, last point of support. Power Ledger looks good. I like it. I like where it is on the macro, and I think that we're at the later stages of this reaccumulation. Good find, my friend. Good find. GRT's kind of struggling, my friend. It's you know, it got a lot of hype real quick, and just retail's dumping it. We'll take a look. Let's take a look at GRT. There's not enough structure on GRT for me to really take a position. Like, we're really waiting for a jump across the creek. We need some sort of signal indicating strength, and that hasn't happened yet. So as it stands right now, we have a line of support, but we keep breaking through support levels. So don't be surprised if we fall through this. You know, we have an area of support right now. We might break through one more time. That might get bought back in and indicate kind of a indicate that a test on a spring. I don't know why I'm forgetting all this stuff. So yeah, there's really nothing that we can take a bullish position on just yet, because we're waiting for a lot of the candles to develop. So until that occurs, we just need to wait. Let me just see if I can get my try and figure out why my pencil's not working. Come on, work, damn you, work. Oh well, whatever. You want to get a clear break above the highs, so I'll try and draw it with my mouse, which I'm not very good at, but you know, you want to get a break above the highs, and until then we're in a downtrend, so expect lower levels for now. Yeah, there's the only bullish thing we have is that the supply is low, so institutions aren't selling, which is good. It's just retail driving down the price, which is uncomfortable for sure. If you're looking for an entry, I think watch for either a dip below, get that dip below, get bought back in on volume. That would be a good entry. Or if we break out some of the highs, break out a high, that would be another signal of strength where you would buy the pullback. Perfect. But I'm still long on this one. I'm still long GRT. I'm holding a position there. Is Reef still accumulating or in a bearish trend? Reef is still low down on the accumulation. Now, one thing to understand about accumulations or bottoming patterns is when you're very close to the bottom of something, it's very volatile, because you don't need to move very far to get back to the bottom. So yeah, it's looking pretty shitty, to be honest with you. I have a position in this. I'm not shifting anything around, but you know, the price commitment is kind of not great, kind of an up thrust, kind of, yeah, we're definitely opening up this price range, or sorry, the channel here to catch lower levels, but it's not ideal, to be perfectly honest with you. I was expecting some further moves. This is an up thrust. Now we have to reconfirm. There's just a lot of supply left in Reef, which is unfortunate, but that's the reality of where we are. We still kind of broke above this level, which is kind of a cup and handle. very short term cup and handle. So there is this area of support right here. So we could head back down to there. This is one that's not going to take off right away. This is the one that this is definitely going to have to take its time. It's going to take time. I don't think Reef is a scam. It dumped at 40. Just people are taking profits. There's nothing, you know, people throw that word around quite a bit. We're at the bottom of an accumulation. The volatility is very, very high. When you're at the bottom, let me show you exactly what I mean. So when you're at the bottom of something, like if Theta dumped, you know, it has to move a ton. It has to move a ton. That's 20%. That's 20% when you're at the top. When you're at the bottom, like, it's nothing to move. It's really easy to move the price because we're so close to the bottom. So like this tiny little move right here is 32%. So when you're really close to the bottom, it's you know, it's not ideal. So realize where you are in the market and understand the price, and you'll do better. Did we lose the stream? I have some people commenting that we lost the stream. Neo's definitely on the watch list for sure. Most assets are on the watch list though. I filter through, you can see my watch list. I've got a ton. Bearish retest on ETH. ETH is just bearish. It's short-term bearish. There's just no price commitment. A lot of people are waiting for what the upgrades are going to do to the tokenomics. Banned BTC. Are you in positions with stop losses? Not all of my positions are in a stop loss. My largest holding, it does not have a stop loss. My largest holding is Bitcoin and it's on a ledger. There's no stop loss. Do I recommend that for everybody? No, everybody's risk tolerance is going to be different. But you know, if we talk in terms of percentage of portfolio, most of my portfolio is not protected by a stop loss. But I also got in early, so I have the ability to be flexible, and I don't need to sell the top because I got in relatively close enough to the bottom. Okay, Demir, you gotta stop yelling. I hear you. I'm going through the comments. Okay, I'll get to it. I should have just told you I'd take a look. No need to yell. Hurts my ears. Yeah, banned. We'll take a look at banned. Just going through them one to. I don't think I skipped your comment. Yeah, I'm just catching up with the chat, man. Catching up with the chat. Oh, you did ask about Solana. I'll get to Solana. Cold-blooded Schiller is pretty tilted with GRT. I don't know what that means. How do we join VIP? You can join in the description below if you are on you're on Twitch. So Twitch, just go to the About Me, and it should be linked there. BluesCryptoJungle.com. Okay, now I've lost my place. I'm not going to give an opinion on XRP. Okay, yeah, let's take a look at Solana. I think somebody, oh no, I was looking at banned. That's what I was looking at. Then we'll do Solana. Banned BTC. So we are not outperforming Bitcoin when we're looking at banned here. Still a significant downtrend. And here is basically our trading range if we're looking at the Bitcoin pair. So we have our seller's climax, trading range, automatic rally. We're still below. So we're definitely in the value zone for banned when compared to BTC. but there's going to be no momentum on this one for a while. I've been holding band forever. A lot of the group has been holding band forever. You know, time is the hardest thing to quantify. You can see bullish setups. You can learn to interpret strength. You can learn to, you know, take positions in profitable trading setups. But the one missing ingredient that nobody can really tell you is time. Time takes a lot. You can't quantify time. So right now we're still below the trading range. Until we can get bought back up into that trading range and start ticking to the upside, getting that LPS on this Bitcoin pair and then heading to higher levels, there's no bullish follow through here. And it's been really tricky because the US dollar pair looks textbook bullish. It's a very textbook bullish setup. It's just taking its time. So we're gonna have to see which one leads which. Yeah, that's a very good point, Palesko. You know, we're building a cause. So although you may be impatient, the longer you wait, the higher the PNF targets, point and figure targets that you can get based on that accumulation. So that means higher price targets. The longer you wait, the higher the price targets become. In Wyckoff, we use point and figure analysis to determine, to get price projections. And the longer we're in an accumulation, it's time and volatility based. So the longer we're in an accumulation, the higher it goes. Let's take a look at Solana. Okay, so Solana's had a nice move up, but we have a nice, you know, is there a longer chart? Fundamentals don't really matter. I mean, the fundamentals are nice, but honestly, it's about supply and demand. It's about the ability for an asset to lock up supply. So because you think something is sexier, it might be hot right now, but eventually it will become so hot that there's too much supply and the price goes down. As the whales accumulate band in the long run, they lock up the supply because they're strong hands. There's no available supply to trade. And then if there's any bullish sentiment shift in the space, band will pump. It's just, that's how markets work. Long term, fundamentals are solid. Short term and cyclical, you got to lean on both. You got to lean on both. Okay, Solana USD on FTX. Is this a longer chart? Let's see. Seems like it was all kind of launched at the same time. All right, well, there was an accumulation down here. We can see it down here. We left that a while ago. We are up quite a bit on this one. We're looking at 497%, so not insane. So this is the area of interest right here. This is the consolidation. We have the change of character over here. I'm going to draw a trading range on it starting up here. Let's go with the 12-hour. Oops. Let's stretch this out a bit. Go with the 8-hour. Pick the time frame that fits the frame. 6-hour. All right. I think this is just, we're going to interpret it as a reaccumulation after decline, which is the weakest of the reaccumulations, but a reaccumulation nonetheless. And we will open that up to the automatic rally. Let's go with that. So again, we're just waiting for some of the highs to get broken out here. There's still a ton of supply. So you can see, you know, we have a lot of supply on the rally, which is good. Or sorry, we have a lot of demand on the rally, which is good. That's what you want to see. And we have a retraction of the supply on the reactions, but it's not enough of a fall off. There's still a lot of volume here. So I think that this one's going to accumulate for a while still. It looks like it's not an immediate, there's no urgency here. So unless we can get a break above the local high and commit above, so get a sign of strength and a commitment to hold that level and head to higher levels, there's no urgency on this asset right now. So it looks like there's still quite a lot of supply to work out. You can see it's just not, you want to see a nice consolidation. You want to see like a drop off in the supply, and we're still early in my opinion on this reaccumulation. So you got time. If you're not in it yet, you will have time to buy dips. You can wait for the dip days. There's no urgency. And if you're in it, then you know, there's nothing that says it's a distribution or that you need to necessarily take profits or anything like that. So everything looks tickety-boo. Guys, if you're not following on Twitch, leave me a follow. Don't forget to like this if you are on YouTube. Provide this content every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Very inconvenient time for those who work, but hey, whatever. Reef have acted in bad ways. They had bad PR. Yeah, they had bad PR. It is what it is. Yeah. Avalanche. That's right. Avalanche. Avalanche is another one that's probably going to take some time. Yeah, we were in a channel, we broke bearish on that. So likely what we are experiencing was an upthrust. We're just going to take a time. We're going to take our time on Avalanche. It's not urgent. Nobody's using it. A lot of the hype on it is gone. It's just wait and see. We had an upthrust. We're going back into the channel. So what you'll want to dip, you'll want to pick up any dips around $22. If we break below, that would be a serious value zone. If you can get it at $18, that would be a fantastic buy based on this chart. But what we're seeing right now is just, you know, there's a lot of supply we need to work through. A lot of people got a lot of hype on this one. It's just not ready. So patience, no urgency. A lot of assets are just developing. EWT, BTC, Iota. Yeah, really interesting perspective. I've only traded on fundamentals. So fundamentals are great because they lock in the demand. And these markets are supply and demand. What the technicals help you do is they help you interpret the available supply. So demand is fundamentals, supply is technicals. When you have a lot of hype and you have a lot of people that have made a lot of money in an asset, you have an increase in supply at the same time that the demand is high. But there's only so far that demand can take you before the supply counteracts the amount of demand. It's like it's two factors that need to actually be weighted differently. Like you need to have demand exceed supply. So as the hype builds, the supply exceeds demand and it goes down. So this is what we do with Wyckoff is we're interpreting the volume. We're looking at the volume. We're looking at the price action. The volume is the effort, and the price is the result of that effort. So anytime we're looking at the volume, we ask ourselves the question: what is the effort going to? What is the result of the effort being applied to the asset? And if we can determine that there's more supply entering and that the supply is actually in control, then we can just determine that the price is going to go down. And it has nothing to do with the fundamentals, because fundamentally there's a lot of really strong projects that are underperforming because there's too much supply and there's not enough demand. It's an ebb and flow. These markets ebb and flow. That's why we don't go linear. Okay. All right, let's take a look at EWT, BTC. And then I got to hop off pretty soon here, guys. I got to start the private virtual classroom. For those who are in VIP, we do a virtual classroom that helps you break down your charts and pair your analysis with a trading plan so that you know exactly what you need to do and when you need to do it. So if you're getting ready for that, if you have any charts that are ready, go in the Discord and post them in peer review charts, and we'll get ready for the virtual classroom. Promise not to be late this time. So, you know, we'll keep it simple. I don't need to Wyckoff this one. We have an ascending channel. We're making higher highs, we're making higher lows. So it is outperforming Bitcoin locally. Whether we head down to lower levels is yet to be determined, but we kind of have a tentative floor here. I use the word tentative a lot, but you know, this is tentatively our floor for Energy Web token. The one thing I don't like here is the lack of stopping action. So usually when you reach a floor, it's the composite operator stepping in and telling you that the floor is in. So this is one of two things. This is either a 100% retail driven coin and they are happy to pay this level at this price, or there is volume characteristics, or there's just no institutional participation. If there's no institutional participation, then it's going to be very hard to do technical analysis on it, and you're really relying strictly on the demand and the hype that occurs inside of the space. Institutional involvement is where the assets really perform. What I would do on this asset is I would go and index all of the energy tokens. I don't know how many there are, but there's probably more than 3. And how you index something is basically you take the one ticker and you plus it with another ticker, and you add those up and you create an index and do a comparative against those coins so that you can find the best energy token that you should be purchasing. This is a technique, again, in the Wyckoff method for choosing the stock, quote unquote, choosing the asset. So do comparative analysis with other assets that are in the same category and determine which one has the better performance and which one has the market participation. Let's take a look at Iota. Iota actually looks ready to go. Iota's one that, yeah, we posted this one in the group not too long ago. No, 1 hour is way too much, way too much. So we're waiting to get in on our dip. So we had the jump across the creek. Jump across the creek came on high volume. We spent a lot of time at the upper end of the trading range here on the yellow trading range. I have 2 trading ranges here. I have a pink one and a yellow one. The yellow one is the main trading range, and we spent a lot of time ascending. So it's kind of like an ascending triangle formation, which is a very bullish price structure to have. We then had a few up thrusts that failed, but that's okay. You know, the supply is being worked out. And now we got our nice sign of strength. Let's label that. We got our sign of strength right here. And now we're just waiting to buy the dip. We have our sign of strength. We have our signal. Why did you not change labels? All right, things are lagging. There we go. Sign of strength. And so the next point will be the LPS, the last point of support. So we'll probably likely rest on one of these up thrust levels right around here. Somewhere in this area, we'll probably rest on that area right at around $1.50. That makes a lot of sense from a psychological point of view. So watch for support to be built at $1.50. And I think we're pretty bullish on Iota, which is... I thought Iota was dead, man. I totally thought Iota was dead. Thought a lot of ones were dead. What is the next high peak on Iota? Well, you're gonna have to learn how to determine price projections yourself, because I'm not going to do a point and figure count on this because it takes a long time. It's not stream good. It's not a very good material for a live stream. For me to be doing point and figure counts. If you want, we can definitely teach you how to do point and figure in VIP, or you can just go and learn how to do point and figure accumulation counts yourself. But yeah, I'm not going to do a count on this one right now. It takes way too long. Last time I did a count, it was higher than it is right now. Demir, which ones are ready? lots of assets are ready, but ready implies that you're determining that it's ready to go now, and time cannot be quantified. You can't determine time. It's impossible. So don't try. You really can't. You can only determine strength, and you can only determine when the supply has been exhausted, when the sellers have been exhausted. You can't determine when a news story releases. You can't determine when a YouTuber does a YouTube video about it, when a popular YouTuber does a popular video. You can't predict any of that stuff. All you can do is determine when the supply is exhausted, which is when it's in a position for price appreciation. When the supply is low, you just need to increase the demand side and the price goes up. We can't predict that. All we can do is position ourselves in strength. So time, really, really hard. I've said it a few times on the stream here. You can't do time. Avalanche making announcements on Apricot upgrade next week. They've been doing resulted in zilch. Okay, we will do a quick look. This is the final chart. We'll take a quick look at EGLD. And then I got to get into the virtual classroom. Links below to sign up for VIP. Virtual classroom, coin calls and setups, teach you how to become a trader, and on-demand tutorial videos that are private. I do not shill coins. I do not take offerings from projects to shill their shitcoin. I share information, I educate the public, and I do these live streams. If you have the ability to interpret the information that I'm providing in the live stream, then good. If you want to learn the Wyckoff method and really change your life as far as being a trader, that's what I want to do. That's what I try to do. And the only way that I can not take ads is you gotta pay for VIP. So if you don't like that, sorry. That's the only way I can make a living here. All right, so we're in an ascending channel. We're in the oversold condition. EGLD had a big pump. So, you know, we need to kind of wait for that to come out. We need to wait for this to accumulate. When you have a big pump, it comes with a large reaccumulation. You need to have that large reaccumulation. So you can't be too impatient with this. You know, all the hype coins, all the YouTuber coins, all the bullshit coins that everybody's saying is going to go to the moon tomorrow. A lot of them are going to take a while, and that's just, you have to be patient. And when I say a while, I mean months. This could go on for a while. Now, what you're looking for is a break. See how all of the price candles are very tight together, and you know, we're just kind of bouncing around in this channel. What you want to see is a break above these highs. Any of these highs, if you get a consistent break on high volume, see how the volume's really low? If you get a nice break above it's called a jump across the creek. If you get a jump across the creek on high volume, then you're positioned on the side of strength, and you're allowing demand to take over. Once demand takes over, that's when we head into markup. So that's the point at which you take a position. You have to wait for those confirmations. It means that you buy at higher levels. I get that. And a lot of people they want to squeeze every single penny out. But when you try and squeeze every single penny, you expose yourself to downside risk, and you expose yourself to bag holding. You want to wait for confirmation of strength. When you get the confirmation of strength, then buy the next pullback. We have no confirmation of strength yet. Just wait. Wait for that confirmation. You will buy at a higher level, but you will buy at a higher level right before it starts to head into markup. So it won't matter. All right, that's all the time I have for today. Guys, if you enjoyed the content, please leave it a like. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you are not already following me on Twitch, that's where you can get some of the more exclusive content in terms of my random Twitch streams. I am scheduled here on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, with the odd random stream that I do on Twitch. So if you aren't following me on Twitch, be sure to go and check me out there. And until next time, please trade safe. It's a jungle out there. Peace.